All right, I call to order this regular scheduled meeting of the 34th City Council for September 10th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Just like to remind everyone in attendance to please silence your communication devices, cell phones, as not disturb the meeting. Mr. Clerk, can we please have the roll?
Councilmember Enos.
Here.
Councilmember Hammoud.
Here.
Councilmember Abraham.
Here.
Councilmember Paris.
Here.
Councilmember El Sawafi.
Here.
Councilmember Herrick. Council President Sereni.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Councilmember Mustafa Hammoud.
It's my pleasure to introduce Pastor Suzanne Todd of Dearborn First United Methodist Church, who will give the invocation at tonight's meeting. Everyone who's able, please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
O Holy One, known by many names and beyond all names, you are the spirit of life, of love, and community. Bless the city of Dearborn, where we live, work, and play. Bless the people who nurture unity among us, those whose job it is to protect us, and those who create opportunities to prosper here. Bless the people who have been called to lead this community. I give thanks for the service they have chosen on behalf of all of us. May this meeting of our leaders bear the fruits of hospitality, generosity, justice, and kindness. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Okay, at this time, Mr. Clerk, before we continue, I did want to get a motion to suspend the rules for a moment.
Motion?
Motion by Councilman El Sawafi, supported by Councilman Hammoud. Do I hear any objections? Okay, unanimous roll shall be attached to suspend the rules. We wanted to take a moment of silence for the two students that were tragically killed and the two teachers in Georgia, and to remember them for a moment of silence. And then I did have some comments to make. I did want to make sure that we did say their name: 14-year-old Mason Sherhorn and 14-year-old Christian Agaloo. And then we had math teacher and assistant football teacher Richard Aspel, and Christine Irmi, another math teacher. All tragically lost their lives this past week in a shooting in just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in a school shooting. So just take a moment of silence, please. Thank you. As many of us know, this senseless violence happens around the country, and every time we say, hopefully it'll get better. The one good thing that, if any good thing comes out, is sometimes you hear some newer and technology that's happening. So for my colleagues, I wanted to mention this and then ask our office to draft a letter to the school board, letting them know our full support and of some new technology and that's available that I seen was cutting edge, and also just request for them to consider looking into it. I know they're a very capable board to handle their own safety and security, but I heard about, from one of the press conferences I watched, about a company called Senjix, and it's armed each one of their teachers with a business-type card ID that has a button to press on it. And the superintendent indicated that that's how he was alerted. There was you press, each teacher has one. Press on it, and that's how they were alerted to the ongoing incident in the shooting. So folks, it's not a mistake that the life of loss was less, and the superintendent credited the new system. The IDs were the buttons, that's how they were alerted to the police department and to the school authority. And he indicated on the press conference that they've had this system active for only 1 week. So the council will be sending a letter encouraging and working with our school board together, hand in hand, to see if there's something that they can look into to these shootings and senseless shootings. That, I think, was cutting-edge technology, and hopefully we can help support our schools to make sure that they stay safe. Okay, at this time, Mr. Clerk, we will continue to the public comment portion. Okay, just a reminder that the council rules were enacted this term to allow for a 30-minute public comment period to allow residents to speak and not have to wait the entire session in order to have their voice heard. Anyone that would like to address the council, we ask that you fill out a comment card. We'll call you up. Just a kind reminder, you have a 3-minute limitation. The clerk will give you a 30-second warning when it comes to the ending. And if someone does not want to fill out a card, they can always just be recognized by myself, the chair, stand up, and we will have you come up forward and you can speak at the front. And just to kind of remember, again, your name and address for the record. We have first Kathy Carroll, and we have 7:06, George.
Yes.
Time we begin.
Thank you, council members, for having me come to speak with you. My name is Kathy Carroll. I live in the Spring Wills Park neighborhood, just south of here. So I wanted to say, on July 17th, 5 volunteers for the Spring Wills Park Neighborhood Association took on a huge cleanup of a community area that had not had any attention in years and years. We hauled enough yard debris out to the streets to fill 3 easements. You know those things between the sidewalk and the street? I think those are called easements. We could never have done this project without the help of the city's DPW and Marie Helka and her team. They came that very afternoon, the same day, to pick up, chip, and haul away all of the debris that we had chopped up. The Spring Wills Park Association and all community members wish to give special thanks to the city, the DPW, Marie and her team for this effort that they put forth to help us. Could not have done it otherwise, and we are enormously grateful. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Carroll, for coming and giving it. And of course, our DPW is always front and center.
Oh, okay.
So thank you. I appreciate that. Andrea Unger, Ms. Unger?
Hello, Andrea Unger, 6401 Reuter. I just wanted to say, similar, the city is just doing great things, like working on these peace parks right now. So my question about the peace park, the one on Michigan and Schaefer, traditionally there has been a Christmas nativity set out there on the corner and other Christmas decorations. Will that still be part of the holiday celebration now that we're building it into something different?
Well, I would have to, that property is not owned by the city for a few years now. That's when we moved here, so I'm not sure. Was that, Mayor, do you have any knowledge? The city, Michigan and Schaefer has not been our property for some time.
I think the Chamber of Commerce may
I
own
think
that
it was always
corner.
a separate entity that posted up the nativity scene. So you'd have to connect with them.
So that part is not connected in the Peace Park? It's going to be outside of the Peace Park?
I mean, it's such a large swath. We haven't changed our habits or our practice as it pertains to that nativity
Right.
scene. And so ultimately you have to connect with the organization that put it up.
Okay, because the fencing right now goes all the way to the
Correct.
corner.
Yep, yeah. Yeah,
So-
because nothing has changed on our end. You'd have to speak to the organization that puts it up.
So who has the property?
I know we have the property, but I think.
Yeah, but
So it used to belong to the chamber, which the nativity scene went on that, when it was owned by the chamber, we acquired it as part of the property.
Correct, yeah. But the organization that put up the nativity scene was affiliated with the chamber,
So who
Chamber of
would,
Commerce, and
the
just so.
Dearborn Chamber.
Dearborn Chamber of
so the
Commerce.
Dearborn Chamber of Commerce would
So if
know?
you connect with them, correct.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
all right.
Yeah,
just
I
'cause
think that's an important part of our history here.
Right, the Michigan Schaefer corner is no longer ours. You're talking about down a little bit further, that's the property that's ours.
Right, it's
Yeah.
in that corner, yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Mr. Ted Barham.
Ted Barnum. I live in Dearborn. I'm a Dearborn resident. And yeah, I'd like to invite you to something quite serious, actually. I would love to have something on October 7, which obviously is the one-year anniversary of the Hamas attack, and then the war after that. Obviously, that's been, absolutely devastating over there. And I know many people in Dearborn have been affected by that. So I would like to have a call to peace, which is what I'm calling our Christian call to prayer. Our church have been doing a Christian call to prayer, which you know, from Hemlock Park Shelter, which we appreciate. So there's the Islamic call to prayer, and we've been doing a Christian call to prayer in Hebrew and Arabic. In Hebrew, because that's based on the Shema Israel, which is the ancient call to prayer from the Torah, and then in Arabic, because this is Dearborn. Plus, we want to encourage unity between Hebrew-speaking and Arabic people, Arabic-speaking people, Jewish and Arab people. So that will be on October 7 at Hemlock Park Shelter. I'd like to invite you to come. We'll have Palestinian Christian people there, I hope, praying for all the extreme devastation over there. We'll have Jewish Christians also praying, I hope. I do know when I lived in Israel last year, I lived in Palestine as well. I do know some Jewish families who have lost family members. I know it's a minority, but there are still some. And I would like to talk about, basically the call to prayer, the third line talks about how the Messiah, Christ, through his death, he destroyed hostility and he unites Jewish and Gentile people as one person. So that's what I would love to invite you to. I don't think I'm being too provocative to say that Dearborn has kind of become known as the anti-Israel capital of America. In some ways, obviously, that's understandable. But I would also like to present an alternative.
You have 30
as a Christian.
seconds.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. All right, anyone else here to address the council regarding city business? Okay, at this time, Mr. Clerk, I'll mark the 7:13 and close the public comment for this portion. And before we move to the consent agenda, Mr. Clerk, I believe we have Councilwoman Herrick is representing the council at the Michigan Municipal League, where she's doing some ongoing educational legislative training. So she's not going to be here tonight, and I believe she has a couple items.
Yes, she does.
Okay, so is anyone willing to take in support of those? Councilman Hammoud, is he supporting on any of them
No.
that are already there?
He is not.
So can we substitute Councilwoman Herrick for Councilman Hammoud? I think there was 2 items.
Correct.
Okay. Then, since that has been completed, before we move to the consent agenda, are there any items that any member wishes to remove from the consent agenda to discuss individually? Okay, hearing and seeing none, Mr. Clerk, you may proceed.
Resolution in need of offer and support.
Offer.
Offered by Councilman Hammoud, supported by Councilman Enos.
An offer and support approving all items of the consent agenda and requesting immediate effect.
Yes. Okay, and you have Councilman Hammoud and Councilman Enos. And Mr. Clerk, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Enos.
Yes.
Councilmember Hammoud.
Yes.
Councilmember Abraham.
Yes.
Councilmember Paris.
Yes.
Councilmember El Sawafi.
Yes.
Council President Sereni.
Yes.
6 yeas, the resolution passes.
All right, Mr. Clerk, can we have the next item of business?
Item 15, resolution by council members Hammoud and Enos approving the minutes of the previous regular meeting of August 20th, 2024.
Okay, are there any additions, deletions, or modifications to these minutes? Okay, hearing and seeing none, unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 16, resolution by council members Abraham and Paris approving the minutes of the previous special closed meeting of August 22nd, 2024.
Thank you. Are there any deletions, additions, or modifications to these minutes? Any objection to unanimous roll? Okay, unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 17, resolution by council members Abraham and Enos authorizing the temporary use and closure of the John Nagy parking lot from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, October 26, 2024, for the East Downtown Fall Family Day. Also authorizing a noise waiver during the event time frame from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. The East Downtown Authority District is requesting closure to use of John Nagy parking lot from the East Downtown Fall Family Fun Day on Saturday, October 28, 2024. It's from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Fall Family Fun Day is a community-focused event designed to celebrate the autumn season and a variety of family-friendly activities. This year's festivities includes a downtown tradition, pumpkin decorating alongside games, crafts, and delicious treats, of course. The event will run from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. creating a festival atmosphere leading up to the highly anticipated trick-or-treating booth districts from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The police department, fire department, as well as public works have all approved the event site plan and the requested parking lot and street closures as well. Of course, our city DPW little crew will be there to clean up after the event and make sure that everything is tidy to return. And again, immediate effect is being requested. Any questions or comments on this item? Any objection to unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 18, resolution by council members Hamud and Enos, authorizing the finance director to recognize and appropriate the Dearborn Works, which is the Women's Opportunity to Realize Their Knowledge and Skills Grant Award in the amount of $1 million in the general fund, Economic and Community Development Intergovernmental Revenue Account, and appropriate the same in the general fund, Economic and Community Development Expenditure Account. Also authorizing to enter into a contract with the Arab American Women in Business Council in the amount not to exceed $653,851 effective through April 30th, 2027, and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Highly sought-after grants. The purpose and the goal of this grant is to serve women who are primarily Arab American and newcomers to the United States who struggle with employment and workforce development opportunities. The workforce development manager will form partnerships with local businesses and nonprofit organizations to connect participants and provide them with opportunities and path of their choice. Coordinate with partners will provide workshops, skill building, financial literacy, and professionalism. Additionally, funding will be provided as far as financial assistance to participants when they complete the program. Dearborn Works addresses the pressing need of the economic revitalization, particularly among women in the city, known for the innovative spirit. The project focuses on providing workforce development training that is tailored to needs of women that are residing within the city and working within the city. The breakdown of the funds will be that the workforce development outreach salary for over a 2.5 year, this is a 2.5 year program, is $203,549. The fringe benefits are $87,600. Conference and travel outreach is $5,000. The Arab American Women Business Council will receive $653,851. And the Women's Sewing Training Program will receive $50,000. So that's a total of $1 million in grant money that will be spent, comes through our Economic Development Department. And we are there's a request for the Finance Director to authorize and recognize and appropriate the $1 million in the Economic and Community General Intergovernment Revenue Fund. The Department of Economic Development, in conjunction with the purchasing, recommends the contract to the Arab American Women Business Council, and the contract will be, as stated, $653,851, effective through April 30th, 2027, and immediate effect is being requested. I know we do have both parties from both sides here tonight, and our economic development. So if you'd like to come forward and give some information regarding this grant and how it's going to be used. And I know we have some people here as well from the women's sewing.
Good evening, Angela Fertino, Deputy Director, Economic Development. We have with us tonight the two primary organizations that we'll work with through the funding provided through the Department of Labor. To my left is representatives from the AAWBC. I'd like for them to just briefly give an overview of their programming and how we got to where we are today. And then after that, we have an individual who's been running a school out of the South End.
Yes.
That is a sewing program. So she does have an interpreter with her, so she's going to share a little bit about her story as well.
Absolutely. And then just for our residents and stuff, this is a grant that the city applied for that received, correct?
Correct, yes.
And then these were chosen based on the best fits for the community.
Yep.
Okay. Absolutely.
Hello, Jamila Hidus on the leadership team for AAWBC.
I'm Jumana Jude, the founder of AAWBC in 2007.
So I guess I just wanted to give a brief background on what this program is going to consist of. So nice to see you guys again, and again, thank you for the opportunity. So as you know, this was a grant that was applied for through the DOL with the City of Dearborn, in particular aimed at helping women within the City of Dearborn with both workforce development programming and specifically aimed at helping entrepreneurs, so whether they're in the ideation phase or just newly getting into the business world. We are planning on putting on a couple of different boot camps throughout the duration of the year, tapping in overall at least 75 women to attend during these cohorts. We're going to be providing everything from financial literacy, focusing on branding, marketing strategies, and arming them with everything basically that we feel that they need as a skill set, tapping into different experts that are also from within the city of Dearborn as well to help us put on that program. And then also through our workshops and networking, helping them through, again, workforce development, so with the professionals and then also entrepreneurs as well, women that reside in the city of Dearborn, and just targeting specifically anything that's workforce development related, so any kind of professional development that we can offer through our different workshops and then also through our boot camp.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The project, Jamila is the project manager for this grant, so I just wanted you to know who's going to be managing
Who's the
it.
contact?
Yeah.
She stepped up to
Super
the plate.
excited. Yeah.
Well, we're excited. I mean, this is something, I mean, I've been on the council for a little while, and I haven't seen anything like this come through, and I know that our department and the mayor has been very, very active on grants. We'll see one coming up right after this. And these are great, really shots in the arm to help get things going. But the key is always that we want to continue it and make sure that it travels through, but I do believe these programs make a huge difference. So
Well, we
appreciate
want to
it.
make the program sustainable.
Yes.
It's our idea to make entrepreneurs sustainable, long-term. And since 2007, our only focus, our only mission has been the advancement of women in the workforce or entrepreneurs. So we have 17 years of experience with our team, just to do exactly what this grant is calling for. So we thank you.
Well, it's our pleasure. It's going to be great.
Thank you.
All right, now we have from the south end, I know that you gave us a little bit of information about the sewing program, but just for residents on the TV that are watching at home that have no idea what is going on, would you like to state your name for the record, and then it's your sister, correct, or sister-in-law?
No, it's just my
Friend?
teacher.
Teacher, okay, go ahead.
My name is Hajar Al-Hadi, and this is Sister Nasim Al-Ghazzi. ممكن تتكلمي انت وانا اترجم لها ان شاء الله. I'm going to be translating for her.
Okay, she's going to speak in Arabic?
And I'll
And then you'll translate, okay.
اوكي. انا مصممة الازياء نسيم شايف الغزي، مهاجرة جديدة للولايات المتحدة الامريكية، مدربة خياطة سابقة في اليمن ومعي شهادة خبرة، دربت 7 سنين في اليمن.
Her name is Nasim Shaif Al-Ghazi. She's a new immigrant to the United States. She came about a year and a half ago. She used to be a teacher for sewing in Yemen, and she taught herself, and she was very successful in Yemen, and despite the difficulties and the war that was going on.
اشتغلت في اليمن مدربة خياطة لكي أعول على أسرتي، طبعا بسبب الحرب والدمار اللي في بلادي. تأثرت الأوضاع في بلادي وسجلت في اللوتري الأمريكي، فكانت الفرصة الوحيدة للخروج من المأزق اللي احنا فيها. والحمد لله نسبة الحظ كانت يعني تفوق التصورات، يعني ما توقعت نسبة ان انا افوز. والحمد لله اول ما وصلت للولايات المتحدة استقبلني العم عبد الجليل اللي هو مدير المركز الثقافي اليمني، فكان هو المساعد الاول لي والداعم لي في مكاني، وقال لي ايش رايك يا بنتي نعمل مشروع ما دام انت مخيطه ومدربه خياطه، فالجاليه نفسها محتاجه هذا الشيء، واليمن يعني الجاليه اليمنيه بشكل خاص والجاليه العربيه وكمان ديربون لانهم في المدارس محتاجين مدرسات خياطه. فقلت ان شاء الله، فاشتغلنا على الموضوع، ما توقعناش انه نسبه النجاح بتكون هكذا كبيره. فكان الاقبال عليها ما شاء الله، في اول دفعه لي 40 طالبه، وكان وعدت اكثر بس انا وقفت التسجيل عسب يكون لي اكثر في
So since she came from Yemen, she wanted to provide for her family. It was very difficult. Brother Abdul Jalil and his wife, they were able to take her in and show her the way around and help her out. Despite the difficulties, she was very ambitious and she wanted to pursue something and start something to provide for her family. But she used her skills of sewing. She posted a flyer. Within 5 days, she had to take it down because it was like the classes were full and she had to actually make a waiting list for the next group. Brother Abdul Jalil was also generous and provided the location for her at the Yemeni American Society, was it? Culture
Center, yeah. And then she also indicated that she was a lottery winner.
She was a lottery
to
winner,
come to the
even
United
despite,
States.
yeah, like her desperation and her ambition
Yeah.
had her to apply for the lottery,
I'm
even
glad
though
she
it's
won.
less than 1% to
Yeah.
win that. But she
And I know on Thursday, she had indicated regarding the amount of people that you indicated for the classes were overfilling, she had to slow down on it. And
Yeah.
it's to teach people the sewing. She brought some of the dresses and the articles, which a lot of people have access to in the house. And I know originally, she didn't have much equipment or anything besides, and thank God that they were able to provide her a space to
Well,
get
they,
going.
they provided the space, that's
Yeah.
all she had, and her ambition and spirit. And that influenced us, and we were able to keep bringing, we brought our sewing machines, we brought our scissors and measuring tapes, and it was, her ambition was very contagious, and she definitely planted a seed in all of us.
Appreciate that.
And it's a program where I was expecting, like, I've attended other sewing programs before, and I come out of those classes with a pillowcase. I came out with a beautiful dress.
Okay, yeah.
A
Well, hopefully
beautiful
the
dress,
grant
yeah.
will help her even come out with some more things. Did she have anything else that you'd like to leave with the council?
عندك حاجة تانية كمان تقوليها؟
اشتي اشكركم لان احتضانكم لهذه البصمص، يعني الحمد لله مش بس اللوتري اللي هي حظ لي، الحظ لي الثاني ان انا دخلت ميشيغان وبالذات ديربون، لاني حصلت في ديربون اللي ما حصلوش اللوتري في كل الولايات. فاحتضنت مشروعي الحمد لله والشكر لله، وشكرا للماير عبد الله لاحتضانه للمشروع تبعنا وشاف طالباتي واني عرضينا الفساتين.
So
You want to
she's
translate that?
thanking you
Thank
all
you.
for your time and your generosity, and Brother Abdullah was very generous with providing extra time, and he came to graduation ceremony, as if you want to call it, for the presenting the dresses that we able to make at the end of the program. She appreciates the chances that she found here in Dearborn, because she doesn't see the same story happening, same successful stories happening in other places for lottery winners. So she appreciates the generosity.
Well, we want to thank her.
Thank you.
Shukran. And I can tell you that we're happy that she won the lottery. We're happy she chose Dearborn. It's
She's
also
happy
the
she
lottery
chose
winner
Dearborn,
that, it's also a person, so she's very ambitious, as you indicated, so.
Thank
Any
you.
other comments from my colleagues? Councilman Paris?
If I could just briefly, thank you, Council President. I want to thank you all for coming and presenting this information like you did last Thursday. The Arab American Women's Business Council, I had the privilege of, along with another council member, Kamal Al-Sawafi, of the pitch competition last year. And it was outstanding. Matter of fact, Councilman Al-Sawafi was one of the judges. So that was quite interesting. And now leading up to where we are today, one thing you didn't mention that I need to give you credit for too, 3 kids, single mom? Yes. Remember that too. So just being able to do all this on top of that, your big priority is your kids, you know, and yourself, and to be able to do this and have an impact on the community, and where a lot of this is needed. You know, it's almost desperation. Small businesses to begin with, let alone women, but now giving that opportunity. And I just wanted to say thank you. I mean, I had the opportunity to talk to a couple other people. Matter of fact, Mr. Mishkari out in the lobby, and he couldn't wait to show pictures of some of the things that have been sewn recently, you know, by people within the class. So I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your time too.
Thank you, Councilman Paris.
My piece as a student from being with her in her class.
Yes.
Just a few words. Personally, during the class, I was very surprised to see the amount of need for such program. So many women who have the ambition to be more and become productive members of the community were unable to do so for different barriers. Whether those barriers were language or transportation or even social interaction, the sewing class was a safe haven for those women. And with Sister Nasim's motivation, these women's homes and dreams were rekindled. We worked together to provide for each other, and unlike other sewing classes, I have been in previous classes, I was able to make more and learn more. As you can see by now, the American dream is not just Sisters Nasim's anymore. It has morphed to a dream of many women in this community who are anxiously waiting for your approval and support. And with Sister Nasim's ambition, I can assure you that she will create a monument showcasing the possibilities we can achieve when given the opportunity. She already has a vision for the next step and is planning on extending her reach to the special needs community. In her own words, she said, "I believe they can be more creative than some of us since they see things in different perspective." On behalf of Sister Nasim and the students in her program, I want to thank you all for allowing us the chance to be heard and your time and your support. But before I leave you, I would like to leave you with a sentence that Sister Nasim said to me last meeting. She said, and I quote, "I hope this project becomes reality so I can return the favor I owe to this land."
Oh, that's excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Councilman
your
Hammoud?
Yeah, just one thing I wanted to make sure wasn't lost in translation that I really appreciated that Sister Nasim said. شكرا لك إنه إجيت على مدينتنا, because what I really appreciated is you said that you feel that Dearborn has a need for things like this, and you want to fill that need. And I think it kind of goes to show, the importance that new immigrants play, even when they just come, and this unique skills that you're able to provide. And you said that you were trained formally in Yemen for many years, so we didn't talk about that. But people underestimate sometimes that the skills that even somebody who had to win a lottery to come here can bring, and the impact that they can have on the community. And she said that she feels blessed that she landed in Dearborn. And I just want to tell you, we feel blessed that you landed here too, and inshallah, your endeavors work out well for all of our community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, do you mind?
Yes, Mayor, absolutely.
So, Assalamu alaikum to everybody. It's a lottery in many ways. I think for Sister Nasim's story, it was a lottery that I ended up at the fashion show for the graduation.
Yeah.
I had like a 24-hour notice from Abdul Jalil, William Ali, Saeed texted us saying, do you think you can pass by for this graduation ceremony? I had no idea what the graduation ceremony was. We made a series of tributes. I was like, okay, let's go. And then when we got there, I thought we were just presenting. They said, can you sit for like 30 minutes and watch this fashion show that's going to unfold? And by the time we finished, I was so floored with what I had just watched that my immediate question was, where do you do this permanently? And what resources do you have? And the question was, we convert this community hall in the back rooms. Occasionally, people bring their own things, supplies, and they got this first class through. And immediately, I spoke with Angela, with Dejanay, and the whole team, and I said, okay, I think we have another project here. And so we're fortunate that came across. And to the AWC, to both Jamila and Jumana, people I've known for quite some time now, they do phenomenal work. I've attended many of the breakfasts that they hold, and we're excited to see how we uplift the women across our city. I can tell you from somebody who comes from a strong woman household, the father of 2 young girls, my wife who's a physician as well, and my mom who helped uplift our whole family out of poverty. When you empower the woman in that house, you empower more than just the woman, you empower the whole community. And that was the center focus of when we applied for this grant. And so congratulations to all of you, but also to Dejanay. When we talk about a workforce development coordinator, this is the first one the city of Dearborn's ever had. And so this is the type of work that we want to see, because it's one individual's work at the center of this that made sure this grant got all the way through. It was a lot of bureaucracy, but she really untangled that bureaucracy to make sure that we're at this point. So thank you so much for all your hard work, and we're excited for what's to come. There's a lot more exciting things happening from this sub-department, from this division within economic development over the next year or so. So Alf Mabruk, congratulations, and we're just thankful to be a part of it. And you might have won the lottery to come to the city of Dearborn, but we obviously won the lottery as well. So thank you so much, and Alf Mabruk.
Excellent. Any other questions or comments? Or any objection to unanimous roll? All right, hearing and seeing none, unanimous roll shall be attached. Congratulations. Next item.
Item 19, resolution by council members Al Sawafi and Hammoud, authorizing the finance director to recognize and appropriate the U.S. Department of Transportation federal grant to allocate the grant funding in the amount of $24,894,430 between accounting funds as needed for activities related to the grant. Also authorizing the mayor to sign the United States Department of Transportation's Federal Highway Administration Grant Agreement on behalf of the city and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. This is a very, very big deal for our city, especially for the administration. I think, I know that the state of Michigan was highlighting on their website that the funds were coming here to Dearborn. And the city of Dearborn applied to receive a Safe Streets for All grant, which is much needed for traffic calming and streetscape improvements on the Warren Corridor Authority. This grant will help bring $24,894,430, just shy of $25 million, to coordinate and make the streets safer, more pleasant, pedestrian family, better for drivers, cyclists, and people that travel and visit our Warren Avenue, a vibrant heart of Dearborn. The grant will focus on design and construction and all improvements on roadway, including underground utilities, street lights, crosswalks, sidewalks, landscaping, and more, aligning with best practice in streetscape design. It is requested that the council authorize the finance director to recognize and appropriate a grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation, to authorize the finance department to allocate the grant between funds as needed and activities related to the grant, and to authorize the mayor to sign the grant agreement between the city and, of course, the U.S. Department of Transportation and Federal Highway Safety Administration with immediate effect. I know the mayor, you might want to bring some light onto this, but I know it was a very, very hard pull, and
Yeah.
thank you for bringing it home to
No,
Dearborn.
thank you. So the cap on this grant that what could be awarded is $25 million. So we're obviously short by a few $100s. That upset me. On a real note, we actually applied for a like grant within the same department and failed to get it the first time. And so what we did was we reached out to the specialists at the Department of Transportation, sat down, took the feedback for how we can improve our grant the second round, and resubmitted. And in that grant application round, we achieved the highest amount you can get. And so I think that's a testament to just our ability to, we might have gotten no the first time, but we're going to keep going knowing that the funds were out there. And we were one of the highest awarded municipalities in the country, which is phenomenal. And so for us, this grant does exactly what you spoke to. It'll transform Warren Avenue, which needs some TLC. And we obviously are layering with additional dollars that we have as a municipality, additional ARPA dollars. But also you're seeing the local businesses stepping forward now and also wanting to make similar investments. We're seeing that with Hollingsworth. You're driving by for the first time, and Hollingsworth in over 30 years is investing millions of dollars in their facility, understanding that there's tens of millions of dollars coming to pour into that corridor. And so this $25 million is immediately being amplified and multiplied, and is going to drive great economic impact for the entirety of that corridor, the entirety of that neighborhood. So congratulations to the whole team again. The implementation of this will be over several years. There'll be a lot of design work that has to occur before we actually put shovel in the ground. Obviously, Warren Avenue is a county road, so we're working very closely with our county partners, so thankful to them. But we're excited to see what the final product will be. Final product being sometime in 2026, hopefully end of 26 at the latest, I imagine 2027. But this is a phenomenal achievement, and again, just kudos to the whole team.
Absolutely. No. Any other questions or comments from my colleagues? Yeah, thank you very much, Mayor. I know it was a big deal, and I think we got just as much as the largest city of Detroit. Is that correct?
Yeah, the two of us were the highest awarded in the state of Michigan, and it's very unlikely that you get the full $25 million, but
Right.
we were able to get it.
It's a testament to the team and the administration, and I think, like you said, Warren Avenue is the heartbeat with a lot of small businesses which are thriving down there. I think this is going to be a great jolt, and I know the council had allocated our council grant, which we had selected winners for facade and upgrades too, so it's, all the timing is working together.
Correct.
All right.
And we just completed a full facade redesign through the Warren Business Corridor of what the new vision for the design and look of Warren Avenue will look like from Lanyo all the way to Greenfield.
Yeah, which is excellent, because that was a funding that was appropriated before you came in, and I'm glad it was held over
Correct.
for you. Yeah,
Correct.
Absolutely. All right, any objection, unanimous roll? Hearing and seeing none, unanimous roll should be attached. Next item.
Item 20, resolution by council members El Sawafi and Paris, acknowledging the Michigan Municipal League Foundation lead service line replacement grant award, and authorizing the finance director to recognize and appropriate the grant funding in the amount of $20,000 in the water fund, and requesting immediate effect.
right, the city of Dearborn successfully applied and received a $20,000 lead service line replacement grant. The funding will be used to support the planning, design, and implementation of lead service line replacement in accordance with the lead service line replacement, or LSLR, capital stacks pilot program. The Department of Public Works is requesting acknowledgement of the Michigan Municipal League Foundation lead service line replacement grant award. It is also requesting that the finance director be authorized to recognize and appropriate the grant in the water fund in the amount of $20,000 with immediate effect. Again, this is another situation which we call on legislative and on the city as an unfunded mandate, where the state says you have to change all your lines from lead lines and into the homes, and no funding is provided. So we've been working diligently and getting through this. So every dollar does help, so we do appreciate the grant. Any questions or comments?
Just a high level,
Mayor?
we have, obviously a little over 10,000 lead lines, we presume across the city of Dearborn. The great thing about this grant is it helps you with the planning. A lot of the questions you get is, when are my lead lines going to be replaced? What's the timeline? Just so the city has an understanding, you're looking at between $7,000 to $10,000 per replacement of each lead line across the city. That puts the total cost for this project somewhere around $100 million. And so to get a grant from Michigan Municipal League to assist us with the planning of that, knowing that there's a timeline that the federal government has instituted, I think is going to be really beneficial.
Absolutely, thank you, Mayor. And I know people look like maybe it's not a lot of money, but it's better. Look, we accept any funding that's available that we can get, and we want to make sure that our residents have the clean drinking water, so it's one step in the right direction. Any questions or comments on this item? Any objection, unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 21, resolution by council members Enos and Paris awarding a 2-year contract with up to 3 one-year renewal options to SCI Floor Covering, Inc. in the amount of $157,979.90 for as-needed flooring installation service at Hubbard Manors East and West, and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The city requires a qualified contractor to provide as-needed floor installation service at the Hubbard Manor East and the Hubbard Manor West senior apartment buildings. Purchasing on behalf of Public Works and Facilities Housing Division recommends the award of the contract to SCI Flooring Covering Incorporated, which submitted the lowest responsible and responsive bid. The SCI Flooring Incorporated has performed satisfactory for the city in the past, and the fully executed contract shall last for a period of 2 years with up to 3 one-year renewal options. Orders will be placed as needed throughout the term of the contract. Pricing has also been included for installation and repair of tile and other related items that allow the completion as needed and as they arise. The Housing Division estimates 85 units, 45 that are vacant and 40 that are occupied will need flooring services annually between the Hubbard Manor East and the Hubbard Manor West. The requested amount is $157,979.90 with immediate effect. Any questions or comments on this item? Any objection to unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 22, resolution by council members El Sawafi and Enos authorizing a sole source contract purchase from Flock Safety LLC in the amount of $158,175.34 for the purchase of flock cameras, which are license plate readers, for the police department, and also authorizing to enter into a 2-year service agreement and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. The flock cameras will function as license plate readers that will be installed at intersections throughout the city, adding to our additional 70 cameras already in operation. These cameras are used to identify suspect vehicles that are traveling within the city, capable of reading license plates on vehicles traveling up to 100 miles an hour. Recorded footage can be used as actionable evidence against the offenders, and purchasing on behalf of the police department recommends the sole source purchase of 70 flock cameras from Flock Safety LLC, as well as a 2-year service agreement. These new cameras will be added to the existing Flock network that we already use at the city and at multiple street intersections. The requested amount is $158,175.34 and is requesting immediate effect. These cameras have been coming very, very valuable to police work. And there is no, from the beginning of my tenure here, I have been supporting this, and I'm glad the mayor has expanded this. I also, as I took over the council presidency, I had each one of our council members that could ride along with a police officer to understand what these cameras do. And they have saved and helped catch many, many criminals. So this is something that I'm very pleased to support and see that the administration is continuing down this course. Any questions or comments on this item? Any objection to unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 23, resolution by council members Paris and Enos authorizing a cooperative contract purchase from Ravel's Turf and Tractor via the My Deal Cooperation Contract, number grounds and roadside 24000000161 in the amount of $86,367.18 for the purchase of one John Deere 7500A mower for use at Mystic Creek Golf Course and requesting immediate effect.
All right, purchasing on behalf of the Department of Public Works and Recreation recommends a cooperative contract purchase for one John Deere 7500A mower and Revel's Turf and Tractor. The pricing for the tractor is based on My Deal contract for grounds and roadside for the use at our Mystic Creek Golf Course at Camp Dearborn. The requested amount is $86,367.18, and immediate effect is being requested as the times that it takes to bring in this equipment is sometimes delayed. Any questions or comments on that? All right, in objection to unanimous roll? Okay. Unanimous roll should be attached. Next item.
Item 24, resolution by council members Alsawafi and Enos extending the contract with Magnet Forensics in the amount of $54,390 for continued use of the Great Key mobile data extraction licenses by the police department, resulting in the new expiration date of August 7th, 2025, and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. The speed of data and the depth of data analysis is paramount in digital forensics. Great Key is a state-of-the-art forensics access tool that extracts encrypted and inaccessible data from mobile devices. The tool allows police to extract smartphone data quickly and completely, providing valuable evidence that can expedite prosecution. The police department, in conjunction with purchasing, recommends the award of a contract extension to Magnet Forensics for the continued use of Greystone mobile data extraction license. The amount is $54,390. It is requested that the council award the contract and extension at the same price, and immediate effect is being requested. Folks, some of us might have remembered a year or so ago, our police department, we had a gentleman here earlier from the Chief's Department in our last meeting indicating how the FBI has cited and awarded our city of Dearborn for our forensic testing. So again, we have to keep up with the technology. This is just another key component. So we appreciate that we're continuing that in that role. Any questions or comments? Any objection to unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 25, resolution by council members Alsawafi and Paris authorizing additional expenditures to university lithograph in an amount not to exceed $48,000 for the printing, mailing, and partial translation of the 2025 City of Dearborn calendar and requesting immediate effect.
Okay, thank you very much. At the request of the 34th Dearborn City Council, and specifically Councilman Robert Abraham, who brought this up during our meeting, that the communications departments expand this 2025 city calendar and project to produce a mail copy and calendar to every Dearborn household like it was in the past. The communication department has also added 4 additional pages to the calendar to include crucial information for residents seeking services in both English and Arabic. And the city currently has a contract with this company for printing, and the communication has the approval not to exceed $48,000 to allow the printing and mailing of these calendars to all our city residents, and of course, they're requesting immediate effect. Any questions or comments? All right, any objection to unanimous roll? All right, look for the calendar coming soon. Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 26, resolution by council members Abraham and Alsawafi accepting the fiscal year 2023 FEMA Assistance to Firefighters Grant in the amount of $798,146.47, with the local match in the amount of $79,814.65. Also authorizing the finance director to recognize revenue in the amount of $349,966 in the general fund, fire department, and to appropriate the city match in the amount of $79,815 and $527,995 to the Information Systems Fund and Project ZT2525 and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The Dearborn Fire Department has recently been awarded a highly competitive 2023 FEMA Assistance Firefighters Grant Award in the total of $877,961.12. The federal portion of this grant is 90% with a local match of $79,814.65, which is 10%. This funding will be utilized to purchase equipment, training, and health and wellness programs for our fire department and firemen. This is the 10th consecutive year that the fire department has successfully applied for and was awarded this grant. Chief, would you like to step forward and give us some background on this?
Just high level, there's 27 million in grants accepted today.
27, yeah. We're grand heaven around here.
Good evening, Council. Fire Chief Joseph Murray. Yeah, I appreciate the council's attention on this matter. It's a great grant. As you know, some of our radios are starting to get to the point where they need to be replaced.
Yes.
So this is a good way to start chipping away at those numbers. So this is going to replace a number of our radios. It's also going to provide for turnout gear extractors, which clean and wash our turnout gear, so we reduce our exposure to carcinogens. We've also received a lot of funds for training, including tech rescue training, high-rise training, and as part of our new health and wellness program, we also received grant funding for 25 members to be certified as peer-to-peer fitness, physical fitness trainers, as well as a free physical assessment and physical fitness planning for all of our members throughout the department. So,
And Chief, I know that, I made it very clear to the mayor, I know that the grant department has outwritten you, but under your tenure, running as the police, as the fire chief, and running a whole department of 100, how many we have on the staff?
151.
151, that's the highest that we've ever had, is that correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Just want to make sure everybody hears that. Highest number of firemen in the city of Dearborn history. During that time, you were finding ways to get grants, and I know because myself, Councilman Abraham, and some of us were here when you asked for additional money for an assistant to help you, very minor, and we supported you, and you've been doing a tremendous job. And a lot of people do not know that you have a PhD and that you do this, and it does help us. Look, folks, if money's coming in from the federal government, I've always said it's your money anyways that we're paying into. But we got to get it back sometimes, and if you don't ask, you're not going to get it. As the mayor indicated, we were denied once, and went back, we sat down, how do we get it? And we got it. So, Chief, I've always admired the work that you've done in the fire department, but more importantly, too, the dual hat role, administrative helping, and using your skills and your education to get these grants, which are very, very needed. And that's why we have the best equipment and the best trained men and women at our fire department. So I want to thank you very much, Chief.
I appreciate that, and we thank the council for all the support.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Any objection, unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 27, resolution by council members Al Sawafi and Enos granting the request of the Zeman International to conduct its 15th annual Zeman Hope for Humanity 5K Run, Walk, and Picnic on Saturday, September 21st, 2024, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., resulting in the temporary use and closure of the northbound lane of Brady Street between Cherry Hill and the River Rouge Gateway Trail, subject to reimbursement for city services, all applicable ordinances, and the rules and regulations of the police department, also authorizing a noise waiver for the duration of the event and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Councilman Al-Sawafi is going to take over for a minute, and I'll be right back.
Thank you, Council President. The 15th annual Hope for Humanity 5K Run, Walk, and Picnic takes place on Saturday, September 21st at Ford Field Park, with a setup time of 0800 and a tear-down time of no later than 1400. The expected attendance for this event is 1,500 people. The Zeman Run, Walk, Picnic is an annual fundraiser event that has been held at Ford Field Park since 2014. The event consists of 5K run race, opening ceremonies, 5K walk, 2 kids runs, and a picnic in the park. All event proceeds support Zeman and its program supporting families living in extreme poverty in Southeast Michigan. There will be a temporary closure on northbound lane of Brady Street for the 5K run or walk, and immediate effect is requested. Any questions or comments on this item?
Yes.
Councilman Paris.
If I can, Councilman Al-Sawafi, what is 0800 and what is 1400?
So 0800 is 8 a.m. and then 1400 is 2 p.m.
Okay, duly noted.
Military time. I'll just say I've enjoyed this every year that I can, and it's a great event. great opportunity to run, walk, or if you want to be like me last year, just start at the start line, cut the ribbon, and then go straight to the grills. Any objections to unanimous roll? Hearing, seeing none, unanimous roll should be attached. Next item, please.
Item number 28, resolution by council members Enos and Abraham granting the request of the Dearborn Goodfellows to conduct its annual Smoke on the Grill event at Ford Field Park on Saturday, September 28th, 2024, from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., also authorizing a noise waiver for the duration of the event and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The annual Dearborn Goodfellas Smoke on the Grill event is set to take place at Ford Field Park on Saturday, September 28th, from 4 to 8 p.m. Smoke on the Grill is the Dearborn Goodfellas' second largest fundraiser outside of the annual paper sale drive and helps ensure the organization is able to meet its mission statement of No Child Without a Christmas. This year's event will have a family-friendly activities, live entertainment by local favorites, Sunglasses After Dark. Guests who can purchase a ticket will get food, beverages, desserts, and a chance to win a heating or cooling system that was generously donated by Mechanical Heating and Cooling. The event will also feature a tin can raffle and a 50-50 raffle. Major sponsors include Les Stanford Chevrolet, Dearborn Federal Savings Bank, and the LaFontaine Group. All proceeds from this event will go directly back to our community and ensure no child goes without a Christmas. Immediate effect is being requested. Any questions or comments on this item? Any objection to unanimous roll? Hearing, seeing none, unanimous roll should be attached. Next item, please.
Item 29, resolution by council members El Sawafi and Paris, authorizing the finance director to recognize and appropriate additional grant funding for the State Court Administration Office reallocation grant in the amount of $11,155 to support operation of the 19th District Court Veterans Treatment Court for the period of October 1st, 2023 to September 30th, 2024, and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The 19th District Court applied for additional funding reallocation grant request through the State Court Administrative Office, also known as SCAO, on July 9th, 2024, to fund our Veterans Treatment Court, also known as the VTC program, through the end of the fiscal year 2024. The grant fiscal year period is October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. The additional grant award is a total of $11,155. The 19th District Dearborn Veterans Treatment Court, DVTC, is requesting authorization for the finance director to recognize and appropriate $11,155 in additional grant award funding from the State Court Administrative Office. Immediate effect is requested. Any questions or comments on this item from my colleagues? Do we have somebody from the court that can speak to this item?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Tim Attella, 19th District Court Administrator. This was a grant that we recently applied for. The Veterans Treatment Court has been a program, a very successful program that we operate at the Dearborn District Court that serves our veterans. It basically diverts them from the traditional court system of punishment to a program that helps them rehab over a lengthy period of time, usually between 12 and 18 months. Over the years, we've had a number of successful graduates from the program, and we're nationally recognized as one of the best programs in the country. We fell a little short, and so we applied for additional grant dollars. We were awarded this. Unfortunately, the new grant cycle starts October 1st, but nonetheless, this will be very helpful to the program.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Attalla, for that breakdown. As Councilman El-Swafi, you have something to add on that?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I just want to say I appreciate everything that this court program is doing. I volunteered on the board for a while under the leadership of Judge Gene Hunt, and the group is doing an amazing work, constantly trying to reach out and seek out veterans and help support them. And there's endless stories of them actually helping veterans get out of the court system into a better path. So thank you.
We're happy to serve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, any objection, unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 30, resolution by council members Paris and El Sawafi authorizing the temporary use and closure of multiple streets between Tyerman Avenue and Patton Street, beginning at 7 a.m. on Saturday, September 21st, 2024, for the third annual Community Block Party, taking place from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. in a partnership with the City of Detroit with assistance from several city services, also authorizing a noise waiver for the duration of the event and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. With the intention of strengthening our relationship with our City of Detroit management and residents and promoting for our community's desire to create a welcoming environment to our neighbors, the City of Dearborn is joining with the City of Detroit to host its third annual Community Block Party Saturday, September 21st, 2024, from 12 noon to 4 p.m. The Community Block Party will feature free family activities such as face painting, henna, bounce houses, food trucks, musical entertainment from DJs, as well as opportunity for residents from both cities to connect with one another. The Community Block Grant will take place between Tyerman Avenue and Patton. Additional streets such as Appeline, Esper Boulevard, Patton, Miller Road, Littlefield, and Manor will also need to be fully or partially closed for this participation. A waiver of the noise ordinance from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Afternoon is requested to the council. It is also anticipated that DPW, the fire department, as well as the police department, parks and recreations, and community relations will all need to help the event, to set up barricades, and to continue to make the safe transition for this Dearborn Community Relations budget. It will also, in fact, will also be sponsored by the Dearborn Community Relations budget and the Detroit budget, and is requesting immediate effect. Mayor, I know this is something that you have brought forward, and block parties is becoming more and more prominent and working very well so far. I'd like you to speak a little bit on it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Council President. So when we first came into office and having the partnership with Mayor Duggan, we had a conversation about how we celebrate the border that we have in Dearborn and Detroit. And so we came where we wanted to celebrate the communities. Obviously, two communities on both sides of Tyerman who suffered from tragic flooding situations in 2021, but we never found a means to come together to celebrate what makes us all so great. And so this block party has been a phenomenal experience. This is our third year now doing this. It's shared in cost between the two municipalities. We have the police presence from both municipalities present at this block party. I think last year, the year before, Detroit flew in a helicopter and trumped our police department, and so we have to figure out.
Well, we got to have the drones up there.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a helicopter.
They don't
in our
have
budget.
the drones we got.
We don't have a helicopter in our budget, but we'll figure that out for a later time.
We got a boat. Fire department's got a boat. We can use that one.
Yeah. We had a few hundred people the first year. We had a little over 1,000 people last year, so we think the event is growing each and every single year. And it's just been really phenomenal. Great food, great atmosphere, a great sharing of culture across a border that's not celebrated enough. When Detroit prospers, so does Dearborn, and vice versa. As we've seen the comeback of the city of Detroit, so we've seen a lot of trickling of residents and family members moving into Dearborn, businesses coming to Dearborn for proximity because we're centrally located. And so it's a great event, and hope everybody attends.
Thank you, Mayor. I do appreciate that. Any objection, unanimous roll? Hearing and seeing none, unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 31, resolution by council members Enos and Abraham, granting the request of the Museum Guild of Dearborn to obtain a special event permit and for the temporary use and closure of the city-owned parking lot located on the east side of Monroe Street, directly behind the Dearborn Historical Museum Commandant's Quarters at 21950 Michigan Avenue from Thursday, October 10th, 2024 at 8 a.m. to Saturday, October 12th, 2024 at 6 p.m. for the Dearborn Historical Museum's 11th Annual Fall Festival. Also authorizing a noise waiver for the duration of the event and waiving all fees, including that for tent and electrical permits, and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The Museum Guild of Dearborn will hold its 11th Annual Fall Festival fundraiser October 11th from 6 p.m. to midnight, and on October 12th from noon to 4 p.m. The Dearborn Historical Museum and the Recreation Parks are requesting a special events approval to hold the annual Museum Guild of Dearborn Annual Fall Festival and closure of exclusive use of the Commandant's Quarter and adjoining city lot as in the past. The Museum Guild of Dearborn is requesting assistance from the Dearborn Police Department, Recreation Department as well, to provide tables, chairs, staging, microphone, and enforcements as they have done in the past. The Museum Guild of Dearborn will obtain a one-day liquor permit and provide liquor liability insurance for beer tasting event, and requesting a waiver of the noise ordinance and immediate effect, of course. And I know we have people here from the historical Jack, would you like to come up and give us, because I know you said you had a non-alcoholic beer, I wanted to make sure.
Jack Tate, curator, Dearborn Historical Museum. And yeah, we will have non-alcoholic beer.
Excellent.
But we've extended this program a little bit this year. Since we're already closing that lot for one day, we're going to also include a family event on the 12th. So the 11th, the beer tasting, as we have had now for 12 years, will go on, and we'll have non-alcoholic options this year. And for people coming, there is a reduced price if you are going to be non-alcoholic. It's $35, $30 online for tickets, and $25 and $20 online for non-alcoholic. We're going to have a silent auction there, 50-50. We also have the same disc jockey as last year, the circus acts, and it should be a lot of fun for everybody. And on Saturday, the 12th, at the Commandant's Quarters, we have the bounce house. We'll have all kinds of games for kids, trick-and-treat areas. So we encourage the kids and everybody to come in costume. This will replace our normal trick-or-treat thing, but we'll have a lot more available for the children this year at the Commandant's Quarters.
That's great.
And I hope all of you will come and join us. And if I may, sir.
Of course.
One other quick item is that we're going to have a event coming up very shortly, the 13th, I believe, and it's a hands-on history. And this time, it's going to be on toys. And that will be on the 13th of this month, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Ross House. And we're going to have a lot of our toys that are in our collection out where you can look at them and even touch, feel them, look at them closely. And we hope a lot of people will come out and see this. We have some very unique toys going back a long time. And I think it'll be enjoyable for everybody. So I thank you very much, and take care.
Good to see you, Jack. Thank you for coming and giving us that background. It's going to be a nice event. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments from my colleagues? Any objection? Unanimous roll. Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 32, resolution by Council President Sereni, supported unanimously, offering condolences to the family of George Kassar and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. George Kassar was born at Humrun, Malta on September 12, 1947, and passed away on August 17, 2024 at the age of 76. George is preceded in his death by his parents, Emmanuel and Dolores. He was a devoted husband to his wife, Dolores, for 56 wonderful years. He was a father admired by his children, Joseph, Catherine, and Gabriel. He was blessed to have 5 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, and extended family members and cherished friends as well. George came to the United States with his parents in 1952 and became a proud citizen. After his military service, he served a 13-month tour during the Vietnam War and was enlisted in the Marines in 1966 through 1969. It was there that he rose to the rank of Lance Corporal, Marine Lance Corporal, and served his country with valor and distinction. His courage, sacrifice, and preservation recognized him with 2 Purple Hearts, a testament to his bravery and his challenges he faced in the line of duty. He continued to carry the values of the Marine Corps, honor, courage, and commitment into every role he assumed throughout his life. After the war, George worked for Ford Motor Company at the Dearborn Assembly Plant for 42 years. He also coached basketball for an impressive 47 years, representing several Catholic League grade school, demonstrating his dedication to mentoring and guiding countless youth athletes. His influence extended far beyond the basketball court, shaping the character and lives of those who were fortunate enough to know him. George was a lifetime member of the Knights of Columbus, embodied the principles of charity, unity, and fraternity in every aspect of his life. He was also a member of the American Legion Post and the Veterans of Foreign Wars. He was a dedicated Eagle member of the Henry Ford Greenfield Village, which he greatly enjoyed. In 2024, this year, George was given the distinct honor by the mayor and the team to serve as the Grand Marshal of the Dearborn Memorial Day Parade, a role he accepted with humility and pride. His presence at the parade was powerful and reminder of all the sacrifices made by so many of our service members to our country. His leadership in the community was an inspiration to all who knew him. George's legacy of one of service to his country, to his community, and to countless lives he touched. His impact as a coach, a dedicated Knights of Columbus, and enduring commitment to his family and friends and fellow veterans will be remembered and cherished for all. Let us all remember George for the values he stood for and for the love he shared with all those around him. We offer to all our most heartfelt, sincere condolences to his family and friends. And again, folks, it was a pleasure meeting this fine man with two Purple Hearts, and as I said many times here on my tenure, the greatest generation to ever live. People that came to work, did they were supposed to do, gave back to the community, didn't ask for much, didn't expect things to be handed out to them. Tremendous loss to the community, tremendous person, and it's going to be very, very missed. Hopefully, the people and the lives that he touched, I'm sure, is going to make impacts for many, many, many years. Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item number 33, resolution by Councilmember Paris, supported unanimously, offering condolences to the family of Jerry Olson and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you. I have the honor on behalf of family and friends of Jerry Olson, just to speak about him. He was a longtime dedicated volunteer at the Dearborn Historical Museum, and he passed away earlier this year on March 12th, 2024. Jerry was preceded in death by his wife, Mary, and is survived by his son, Gerald. Jerry served on the Dearborn Historical Advisory Commission for 12 years and was known by many for his historical reenactments. He and his late wife, Mary, were among the founders and driving force behind the Dearborn Rendezvous, which was the second largest French and Indian War reenactment in the country for several years during the 1990s. Jerry enjoyed taking part in historical event reenactments and dressing in clothing and researching and sharing all the information he could find. He specialized in portraying the role of the British light troops in North America during the French and Indian War. In his day job, Jerry worked for the Eaton Engineering and Research Center in Detroit and was an integral part of the team that developed airbags for automobiles. Jerry was a man of many talents and described as an all-around good guy. He was a historian, a gunsmith, a mechanic, and friends said that he could fix just about anything. We will remain grateful for the positive impact Jerry had in our community and on the hearts of those close to him. Jerry was loved, respected, and admired by all who had the good fortune to know him. He will be dearly missed. To all, we offer our heartfelt sympathy and sincere condolences.
Thank you, Councilman Paris. Any unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 34, resolution by Council Members El Sawafi and Enos accepting the Institute for Responsive Government Grant Award and authorizing the Finance Director to recognize and appropriate the grant funding in the amount of $60,000 to the Clerk's Department Election Division account and requesting immediate effect.
Mr. Clerk, thank you very much. The City Clerk's Office applied for and received a private grant from the Institute of Responsive Government. The award is to be used for the September 24 through May 25. The award amount is $60,000 and is not a reimbursable grant and has no local match or requirement. The grant will be utilized for election personnel, supplies, and equipment to better serve Dearborn voters, and immediate effect is being requested. Mr. Clerk, this is a great job.
Thank you.
Because I know usually you have to just request money. So
Yeah.
now you actually brought some back in, which is excellent.
Yeah, anytime we can save the taxpayers a little bit of money, this is a nonprofit group that gave us this grant, so anytime we can save the taxpayers money, it's good.
It absolutely is, and it's good that you're looking for it. Like we said, I mean, if you don't ask, you don't get it, so this is the first time I've seen it, so I do appreciate That does help every little bit, especially for the election. So we do appreciate it, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? The objection to unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 35, resolution by council members Paris and El Sawafi concurring in the appointment of Haya Bakarouche to the Library Commission with a term ending June 30th, 2027, and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And again, we'd like to thank all of our people on our commissions and boards that serve voluntarily their community. It's a great way to be involved in. We can't thank them enough. This item is an appointment to Haya Bakarouche to serve the Library Commission, a 3-year term. The term will end June 30th, 2027. Any questions or comments on this item? Any objection to unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Nothing further on the agenda this evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. For myself, I just had a couple small items before I turn over to my colleagues. I just wanted, and I'm sure there's a video coming, but I know some people snapped some pictures of me in the workout room at the Civic Center with grinning as I'm putting on. I hope I don't see that in an election flyer. But it was a very, very great opportunity. Myself, I think Councilman Paris, Councilwoman Herrick, we had teams going. I could tell you, Mr. Golich, if you could come up, the Deputy Director, the amount of money that we're putting into, I know I say the Civic Center, it's Ford Community Performing Arts Center. To me, it's still the Civic Center. But, folks, to see what's been happening over there, it is unbelievable. The pool that has not been power washed or cleaned or maintained to this level ever before. All the glass panels that this council authorized to be replaced on the outside that was having warranty issues and defective issues, new playscapes, waterscapes. And then my son is a pharmacist, he's also a bodybuilder. I sent him a picture of 125-pound dumbbells. I know you're not picking those up.
Not yet.
Not yet. No way. A tremendous amount of circuit training, folks. Excellent job by the staff revamping that place. It's going to be a home run, and I can't wait to see the videos and the things when it interacts. But I just want to give you an opportunity to give us some more information regarding the Civic Center, when we can expect it to be fully operational from the renovation.
Absolutely. Good evening, Council President, Council Jonathan Golich, Assistant Director, Parks and Rec. Really, really exciting time for Parks and Rec and the center in particular. Completely revamped the entire fitness center from the floor on up. As you see, we took down the yellow banners. We have new lighting. All of the equipment is absolutely state-of-the-art. For the first time in the center's history, we have an actual freeway area. We're really, really excited about that.
Yes.
As you guys saw the renderings in the past, I personally think the way it flows, and I'm sure the mayor would agree, the way everything flows in there is even better than we imagined it to be.
Yes.
And we really, really want to invite residents and guests to come to the center and take a tour. Let us walk you through it, show you all of the improvements, and we're just really excited. There's going to be awesome videos coming. There's going to be membership promotions and all that fun stuff coming. We're really excited about this.
Right, and we also have a new food service space coming for it.
We do. We have a center cafe operator for the first time in many years. That's coming along really well. That should be opening in the coming weeks here, so we'll have more information on that. I do got to mention the pool area, like you mentioned.
Yes.
I mean, it's looking better than it's ever looked, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We have a new feature in there. Everything is just looking really nice at the center. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a chance to take your time to go to the Civic Center, I mean, it is incredible, the amount of work and money and the vision the mayor and your administration, the team had on what to do with it. We allocate the funding, but some of these machines are state-of-the-art. They're incredible. The way you position them matter, because I didn't recognize, and I've been there for therapy through DMC, that the floor was carpet.
Yes.
Instead of the rubber, because it was so, embedded. A lot of time and planning. One thing I can say about Mayor of the administration and the things that we've been doing, we are definitely making sure that we plan, check what's going on before we spend these dollars, and it's making a visual impact.
And honestly, Council President, under Mayor Hammoud, one of the other big things is we're thinking about the future, and we're thinking about the maintenance.
Right.
We're thinking about how we're going to protect these investments, and we have really good planning.
Right.
So.
And just for the record, I know some people have asked about the locker rooms. I went through them, Mayor. I think they're in great shape. I don't know what the complaints were about. I went in there and I said, these things are beautiful. And I know that they're dated. I know they're dated, but they were power washed. And then I also seen some tile regrouting. I mean, it needs some TLC. It's been done. They look in a great shape. I mean, this is not, Dearborn
We
Country
also
Club.
added day lockers, so for next to the freeway area, actually when
Yes.
you enter now, we added day lockers. So you don't go all the way to the locker room. If you want to just store your phone and your keys, You can come right in. Day lockers are actually out where the workout area is, and jump right into your workout. Today,
Right.
I actually I have a 6 a.m. workout club. We moved it from its facility to the Performing Arts Center this morning to get the feedback of those who really work out with free weights.
Yeah.
I know council president is the type to put his phone in the new feature. You can take a selfie while you lift.
Yes.
But we're
I've
the-
seen that, yes, there is.
We're
On the
the-
machines.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to make that for, my son had it, the tripod in the basement. What is that for? And
Yeah.
now these machines
These
have,
machines
on
actually
the
have a clip
machine,
for
they
your
have
phone
for
if
you
you
to
want
put
to
your
selfie
phone
yourself.
so you can video yourself.
I'm a part of the old school club that puts your phone away while you work out. The fear I had was would I be stopped for questioning and have a coffee hour while working out, and luckily that did not unfold. But it's a phenomenal space. The second floor is great. We actually took the walking track, and within the walking track, we now have a full body circuit if you like. So there's a whole
Yes.
body circuit.
Yes.
If you're looking for to work out a little bit more private of a space, you can go to the second floor, do a full body circuit, then come down. But ultimately, it came out beautiful. The paint job came out remarkable.
Yes.
There's a few final touches to come, but I couldn't be more
And
pleased
the
with
rock
the
wall, we had a
outcome.
lot of complaints about the rock wall. Now that it's down, everybody's happy.
Honestly,
See,
everybody on the
this is what
floor.
happens when things, progress takes a little heat, and then everybody's happy.
It's a
after.
far more utilized space.
Absolutely.
That's what I'll say. It's a far more utilized
You didn't realize
space.
how much space was took up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the feedback has been
And you have more to come to that wall. I'll say
And then
that.
for, Mayor, this doesn't apply to you, but some of us in my age group, I've never seen a stretching cage before. And I know that if that was there, I would have been using that during my therapy. Hey, stretching's important.
pretty
And to
amazing.
have it, I mean, honestly, it's incredible. It's a whole cage on
It
just
is.
stretching.
It is.
So there's something for everybody.
Yes.
Tremendous job.
Thank you.
Before I turn it over, just one last thing, because I did see a picture. We weren't able to get it for the residents to see, because our fishing derby was on a hiatus for a little bit. We got it? Yeah, we do got it. There it is.
Dearborn.
That fish looks like
You see
bigger than the
that?
kid almost.
Caught
The
at Camp
fishing
Dearborn.
Dearborn at Camp Dearborn. That was caught at Camp Dearborn,
Yes.
folks. So tremendous job by Recreation Department on Camp Dearborn. Everybody knows that we have been putting money into that camp and trying to get it back to where it's going. Mayor, I did get some comments today when I was working of somebody that said that the tents got to come back at some point. And I know that they were out of shape, but you know what? The tenting has a nostalgia here in Dearborn. And tenting still can be done properly. I know that the tents have been working.
Yes.
And they're more modern, and I did a little skit on those and went out there to see them. They're tremendous. It's almost not like a tent.
That is
So-
true, exactly.
So more to come for recreation, folks. Your tax dollars hard at work, and you can see
It's a
them.
master plan
And
session.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
they did a Camp Dearborn master plan session tonight at the center. And then another thing, I encourage council to drive by Crowley Park. The inclusive playground's coming along very well. We anticipate a ribbon cutting in a month or so.
Absolutely.
Yep.
One more last thing for people that I found out when I was up there at the Civic Center. I missed because we have a black tarp around right out front of, to the left towards Greenfield.
Okay.
There's beautiful brand-new tennis courts that were
Pickleball courts,
redone,
yeah.
right? How many, is there four?
There's, yes, 4 pickleball courts.
Four pickleball?
courts.
Yes.
Yep.
They're not tennis, pickleball.
Yep.
That's pickleball.
Pickleball courts. Folks, incredible, brand new, laser graded, they're beautiful. Sometimes they get missed because they got a black covering around them, probably for the wind.
For the win, correct.
But again, they are facing real close to Greenfield. Take a look at that and rent it, and then we did get a tour, my colleagues, of the fitness videos. No more instructors, because everything's
We have
video.
instructors and we have other options. We have the virtual option as well, which
Yeah.
is pretty awesome.
The virtual options is incredible, so you don't have to wait to start the classes. There's a lot of classes that are done there. Phenomenal work.
Thank you, sir.
Assistant Director Golich.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions or comments from my colleagues on this? All right, I'd like to go over to my colleagues from here. Councilman Paris.
I could, the only thing that I wanted to say for
Yeah.
the Recreation Department and Parks.
Yes.
As far as over at the workout area, just from a historical perspective, I think Jack would appreciate too that a little part of the serpentine wall still exists.
All right, we should put a frame around that.
So, but
Good.
good, I really appreciate that, it really looks
Just,
great.
excellent, thank you, Councilman. Just for when will the pool be back open?
The pool is operational.
Oh, it's open?
Yeah, we're closing just one part of it tomorrow to finish up one part of the feature, but everything is looking good.
Yeah, people were doing the laps today,
Excellent.
Yep,
and the jacuzzi's on too.
yeah.
And the jacuzzi?
Jacuzzi's running.
working.
It's
Appropriate
working
temperature.
great.
I didn't
And
get no calls.
you'll see that we have also a lot of new signage. I mean, it's not talked about often, but
Yes, signage
signage
does
in multiple
matter.
languages, so you know where the locker rooms are. And also, we have a new here are the rules for when you're operating inside the facility. So
Yeah, tremendous. Thank you, Mayor. It's a great vision. I can't wait to see that video. All right. Councilman Parrish, you have something else?
Yes, I do. Just a reminder for residents, in case somebody else wasn't going to make mention of this, we got Free Shred Day that's coming up.
Yeah.
I know a couple times a year, people want to bring their boxes of material to be shredded, and that's down at the DPW yards this Saturday, September 24th, from 7:30 to 12 noon. So look for the announcements. They're posted today on a number of social media sites. You do have to show ID and have to be a Dearborn resident to go down there, and that's, of course, the DPW yards on Greenfield south of Rotunda. So make your way down there, make use of the services that are provided by the city. If I could, just on a more serious note, I just wanted to make mention that, of course, we all know that 9/11 is tomorrow, the anniversary of 9/11.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that, noticed over the years now, and I've heard other people saying this, that some people say that we should no longer place such an emphasis on 9/11 anymore, and it's kind of going by the wayside. What I wanted to say about this, though, is no matter what your views and beliefs are regarding to who or what is responsible for the tragedies of that day, please remember that there are thousands of innocent victims of 9/11/2001. And to those first responders who perished and all those that rushed to the scene to save others, also keep in mind that many people, families, and friends are still bearing the emotional and physical scars of that day. Let's not forget. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Council. Any other comments from my colleagues? Okay. Anything, Mayor, from the administration? It's okay. Anything from Clerk in your department?
I just wanted to mention that the ballots for November are being finalized, and they should be printed sometime in the next few days. We expect to have them in about 10 days, and we'll be mailing them out in about 2 weeks. So the November election will be upon us very soon.
Question,
Mayor?
Clerk, what happens with the RFK question that's in the courtroom?
That's why they're still debating it.
Got it, okay.
That's why it hasn't been finalized yet.
Understood.
I know it's getting close, though.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm sure we'll be on the right track on that. Hopefully that works out. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our second public and final public comment portion. Is anyone here to address the council regarding city business? Please step forward and state your name and address for the record. A kind reminder, there's a 3-minute limitation. Okay, hearing and seeing none, I will close the comment portion and entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion adjourned by Councilman Enos. We are adjourned.